Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's Cheryl here today, around the house with Cheryl. Actually, I'm out here on my patio. It's fall. I just wanted to show you how some of the plants change through the seasons. You can see that the hostas leaves turn brown. I had some smaller ones down here that dried up, as you can see, and I already pulled those out. And see, look, I wanted to do a recording before I pulled them up. When they're deciduous, so that means all the leaves die back to the ground. And you can see I just gave this a good watering. I think I'm going to take out any creeping Jenny that's in there, because I think it's kind of overtaken and drying out my sedum. Look, can you believe it? These begonias are still going, but it hasn't gotten cold here yet. It's supposed to be, I think, 80 degrees today. Today is November 8th, I think. I don't know. I'm retired, so I don't know what day it is unless I got to go to the doctor or something. Okay. You can see how clematis kind of dries, the leaves dry up. And look, is that a wasp, y'all? Yeah, I think so. I don't know what that is. Anyway, it looks like it. Let me get away from his butt. Got warm, so it brought them out. Kind of ignored the lawnmower. You see, this clematis over here, it's actually two. It gets cut down and it comes back beautiful. Yeah. If you've ever seen it, you could go to like my spring video. You could see exactly how beautiful it is when it blooms in the spring. And these are my Japanese maples. I don't know if you can see how I've been nursing them, but they get I heard two flushes of leaves. I think all of these are doing pretty good. I'm not sure about one, but see, you can see this one has little nodules on it, buds, and this one does not. This one right here, see how dry? So I think that one didn't make it, but that's pretty good. Out of all these, only lost one. Okay, that's a purple heart. That thing, it'll come back. We'll see if it come back in the pot. Now, I just took a piece of broken begonia and stuck it there. But you see how the hostas change colors? It's actually pretty for fall colors. And like I said, this grass, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But it's got to come out of these pots by spring. So I don't know if this will be a fall project for me. I was going to get it out the other day, but it was kind of rough. Okay, let's see. This is my rosemary, and I have to figure out where I'm going to put this. Am I going to leave it here? But I should cut it back and just dry it out, because I can't keep rosemary or lavender alive for nothing. And I think I showed you this little miniature. What is it? Japanese maple, I'm sorry. Teddy was choking over there. And here's some more. I don't know. I have to take a look at them. I think I'm going to set them up on the table and go through them and see which ones are still alive and which ones have weeds that I need to pull out so they don't take all the nutrients from the trees. And here you can see this is clematis. Now the one that's in here is called Henry, blooms white, and I looked it up. Clematis come in, I believe, 3 categories. It tells you when they bloom, the color, if they're fragrant, if they need to be cut back, and if so, when. Now I read this was deciduous. So this, since it's a vine, the vine is not going to disappear unless I cut it back, which I'm not. I'm just going to let the leaves fall off and see what happens in the spring. Because I thought it was a fungus. I don't know. This is another, it's two different clematis in here. And this is just a piece of impatient that I had. I just stuck it in there. But I don't know if you recall, down there on that little wooden table, I had a pot with impatiens in it. They were all this pretty pink color. And then you see in the fall you have these pretty little spears, balls, I don't know what you want to call them. So I didn't cut the flowers off when the agapanthus, no, I guess I'm saying that right, finished blooming. And then my coreopsis, this has also has a, if you could tell, has a little piece of hosta in it. And a little piece of donkey tail. You see the donkey tail? Right there. Okay, and so you can see we cleaned up, got all the pots that had the hostas in it, put away so they don't crack during the winter. And these little pots, I guess they'll be okay. These are pieces of boxwood that I'm nursing. This actually is a little piece of azalea I found, and look how big it's gotten. So maybe in the spring I'll put it in the ground or in a bigger pot. And then this is the Japanese maple, losing all its leaves. I gave it a good watering today. And look, this is what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do is be pulling these dried leaves off. It's easier to do it when it gets like this, unless you don't like the ugly look. Doesn't bother me because I know if I let them die naturally, it'd be easier on me, and I think the plants will probably be a little bit happier. I don't know if it's true with hostas. I never really cut them back when they were still green, so I always wait until they get to this point. And you can see the stalks. I had already cut some of these off. But one thing, I don't know if you can see it. There we go. These had seeds on it. Sometimes I collect the seed. And look, this same old little, let me see, I gotta move this out the way. The same old little Japanese maple is still living inside this pot, even though it doesn't get any sun and it's protected all spring and summer. And I thought for sure it was going to die this time, but no, it's still there. And then I got this crazy miniature rose here. Oh well, I'm going to wait now. I was going to cut it back. Now I got this darn clover in here. That clover be wanting to take over everything. If I was trying to grow clover, not one would come up. But anyway, I guess it's fertilizer of some sort. So anyway, I was going to cut it back, but look, I got a new bud on there. Isn't that pretty? This is the prettiest little orange coral rose. But look, this one here, you see it? That's a pretty color, but something happened and it broke. Can we focus in on that? I want y'all to see the pretty color. It's like a combo. There we go. And then you can see how my hydrangeas over here all dry. Now if I had a grapevine wreath, which I had at one time, I don't know what I did with it. I have a real big one, but anyway, I could break and cut some of these off and use it to make a a fall wreath, and these are dry, so if I wanted to, I could always spray paint them with a little water and acrylic paint, but I ain't doing all that. Ain't nobody got time for that. And look, this is the other clematis that I was talking about. These little lissums, I put them in there because they actually matched the two clematis in this pot, white and that color purple. But I thought these, weren't they the cutest little flowers? Just love them. Okay, and then y'all know about my tapestry and how I lost my favorite. I mean, this plant, I'm going to leave the dried up pieces here. I'm not going to completely rid it out of my cut tapestry. We'll see, look, got some more. But sometimes some of these clovers are easier to pull up when they're bigger. So I'm going to leave it a little bit. See, I just finished pulling it up. There's some more over there, and it's all up in here. Over here. Anyway, and then here, right here is and I bought two, and it looks like to me, this one, it's spread a little bit. But this was called John Creech. I like it because of the little rosettes. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the hens and chicks. But you could see also that is not as thick as it should be. And I think what I'm going to do, I think maybe it's not getting enough water. We had a hot summer. And there was a few days that probably fried the poor plants. And I don't know that water would have helped them. But you see, these begonias are doing pretty good. They still hanging on there. They don't look, well, I mean, they look all right. I like them. It's better than picking those petunias. But I looked back at one of my old videos, and the petunias were so pretty. You see how this is dried out? I just think I need the water. But this plant that I'm talking about, I'll try to see if I can find a picture to show you. But it bloomed purple, not purple, like a blue, which is rare on the plant. To me, it was a true blue. And it would stay in bloom for like 3 or 4 weeks, y'all. Start early spring, like March. And it would go all the way to like, let me see, June, maybe July. But this time, it didn't make it. Now, I was surprised that what is it called? Blue Star. This is another blue plant. It's a real light blue, but it's called Blue Star Creeper. And you see, in the fall and winter, it starts to dry out and it looks like it's dead, but it's not. It just dries out like grass. Sometimes dries out in the winter and then comes green. But I don't know what happened here in this empty spot. And you see how it's decided it want to go all up in there? I don't mind that. It's over there too. I didn't plant it there. It just went over there. But the other thing is this empty spot here. I got to do something with that. And, whoops, I don't know what's going on back there. I may have to just get me one of my serrated knives and just go and cut that back. Put that back around. Okay. But yeah, it's fall here. You see how the trees have changed and got leaves all back in there. And I'll be back. You see, if you care about what's in those bags, just comment below and I'll tell you. Alright, I think this video's been long enough. And so I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.